Yo, yo, yo.
Hi.
Antoine Thomas back again with another episode of Silverline TV where we motivate and inspire people to create a better life through real estate. And I am joined today. I got a special guest here on the building, Miss Amanda Chase. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I appreciate you asking. As always, I love my life. So,
Mhm.
and it's nice to have you on the show just
Yes.
because, I mean, it's funny. You took the longest. You were the last person, I think, on the team to get on the show, but you were the first person to join the company,
I know. I
right?
don't know why it
So,
took so long. I feel like we
and
kept trying to schedule it and it had to get pushed back. I don't know.
that is very true. That is
Mhm.
very true. But we're here now, so I appreciate you being here. And for everybody, just this episode is going to clearly be about building an organization from Amanda's perspective, and she's going to share with you some of the ups and downs, some of the wins, the losses that she's been through, and we're gonna. And here's the thing, me and Amanda. So I'm not. You know what? I'm not going to spill it. So why
Okay.
don't we do this? Let's just hop into it because
Mhm.
I get excited about stuff like this. So Amanda Chase, our director of operations.
Mhm.
How long have you been with the Silverline Real Estate Group?
I started the summer of 2017, so almost 4 years, which is
Wow,
crazy.
it
Sometimes I
is.
feel like it doesn't seem that long, and other times it's like, oh, it's only been 4 years.
It flies
Or it
by.
seems like it should have been way longer because of how much we've done.
Absolutely. It doesn't feel like 4 years. It really feels like it feels like 4 years when you look at the growth.
Mhm.
But if you just kind of look at the time spent together, I mean, it feels like it was yesterday when we started building out this thing and it turned into this
Yes.
thing and now we're in this big organization.
Mhm.
Um, so let's talk about that. What did life in your business look like before joining Silverline Real Estate Group?
Yeah, so I guess to give a little background, I was born in Miami, Florida, just a little bit outside of Miami in Hollywood, Florida.
MIA.
Yes. Lived there for a few years. Then we lived in Virginia for a couple years before my family moved back to Lafayette because my parents were both originally from here. So we moved here when I was in elementary school. So I went to McCutcheon High School, then went on to Ball State. And before going into Ball State, I'd always kind of wanted to become a teacher. I think that in my
Ooh,
mind, I'd had a lot of like really great teachers, and I kind of viewed
yeah.
that as my way to make a difference in the world, like through
Mm,
children. Um,
love
but
it.
around the time that I was going into Ball State, that's when they were changing like all the laws with teachers and kind of just making it awful to be a teacher. They had all the
Mhm.
budget cuts and stuff. So I was kind of discouraged to go that route. So I went into college undecided, but kind of with a business focus in mind. I don't know
Mhm.
why business. I don't know why that struck my interest. I'd always just kind of been interested in businesses and organizational structures and stuff. And I
Yeah.
was probably watching way too much Shark Tank at the time. So I was like, that's me. um, so yeah, like started school, had that business focus in mind, but was just constantly searching for like, how can I use this to make a difference in the world or in people's lives? And in my head, you either had to have some kind of like special, specific talent to make a difference, or you had to have like loads of money. And so
Yeah.
just trying to figure out what to do in order to do that. But then after all of that, it was the summer of 2017, and that's when I had several different interviews that summer. Wasn't thrilled about any of my options. Even the people that were calling me back, I was like, I don't even know if I want to work for you. um, well, yeah, then we connected
Wow.
and had an interview, and the rest is history.
So you make fun of me about this. How in the
Yes.
interview, and that's beautiful by the way, because I did not know that your initial like goal going before college or going into college was to be a teacher.
Yeah, it
That's pretty
was.
cool. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think I knew that.
No.
Look, I'm still learning every day about the people within the organization. The interview.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Yes,
when
the
you
interview.
this is when you met this like
Young
super like
Antoine.
young Antoine talking fast, just super like moving, talking with my hands, I'm sure. what was let's I don't think we really went deep in this before. What was your impression of like what's going, because you say you had several interviews already.
Yeah.
You had a little experience already on a real estate team, right?
I did. During a few summers during college, I actually worked for an agent.
Yeah.
Just as a little assistant, just helping out. So I had an introduction to the real estate industry, and I actually interviewed for assistant admin roles for other teams.
Yeah.
So coming to the interview, I don't even know if I said 10 words in the interview, because if you can't tell by now, audience, Antoine likes to talk. So I don't think I said 10 words. And then I left there thinking to myself, I think he just hired me. Like on the spot. You were just so excited that somebody was interested in joining.
Yes.
And so, you were just trying to sell me on your business.
Yeah, because I do get real excited about, I've always been very confident in when I got into real estate. I don't know what it is, because I've always been a very confident man, but I was even a confident boy. But when I got into real estate, something clicked for me, and I was excited because I knew I was on the path of achieving great things. I did. And I was not afraid to share it with people too. So when somebody was interested in being a part of that, man, excitement goes to like level 20, right?
Yeah.
And I think we both left that interview confused.
Yes, absolutely.
Did I hire her? did I just make a hire? Guys, this was my first like ever. I've never had anybody on payroll. I never had any business before. So just so you know, here's a lesson. Being confident and structuring things the way I needed to structure things, it gave me clarity, and it made me feel good to bring somebody in versus waiting for that perfect time, right? Like being excited, knowing what my clear outcome was, it led me to being able to connect with Amanda, having that opportunity and bring it. And pretty much like you said, we were both confused when we left the interview, but the reality is you were hired on the spot. By the way, I had maybe two other candidates that I was going to interview. As a matter of fact, one was supposed to be a very strong candidate, had years of experience, like almost like the way she was being sold to me by somebody she knew. This woman was like the superstar admin. And after meeting with Amanda, again, I just said, hey, you know what? Skip that. I think I found the one. So, okay. Interview accomplished. You joined the team. So let's talk about a little bit after that, because I have some other questions I want to ask you. But tell me your journey. Let's talk about the first 2 years, if you can remember the first couple of years working with me and building out Silverline Real Estate Group.
Well, right away, I don't even know. I'd been working for maybe a month or two with you, and we switched brokerages. So that was like the first big change.
Yeah.
We switched brokerages. So having to try to figure out how to do that, how to transfer everything over. But so that was like the first big change. And then from there, we were kind of just like, okay, we did that. Now what? Now what do we do? It was definitely a struggle. Like one, just figuring out my position on the team, because like, yes, I was this admin, but you were talking to me like with these huge goals and like all of this big picture stuff. And so I'm like, all right, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
And so trying to figure out some kind of path to get us to all of these huge goals that you were looking at. And so then we had a couple of people on our team. I can't remember when exactly.
We had one agent. We had one
agent
join the team that did not work out.
Yeah.
And it was that goes to show that you cannot be afraid to fail and learn from the failure. The first agent did not work out, didn't last long.
Yeah.
Amanda just joined as well. So I got two new people that are trying to build, we're trying to do this thing together. One person leaves, and Amanda, at that point, you're like, what? Like, Okay.
Yeah, like, what did I just join? What's going on?
Like, what are we doing now? So we're
Yeah.
back to just me and you. And I think
Mhm.
Joseph came shortly after that, I believe.
Yeah, but he was still, like, trying to do the course and all of that stuff,
Yeah.
so, it wasn't, like, an actual agent, so then it was kind of just you and I trying to figure things out, like, "Alright,
Right.
if this is our big goal for, like, 5 years from now or whatever time frame we put on it, how do we
Hmm.
get there?" So
Right.
it's a lot of just that kinda stuff, and at the same time trying to like, you trying to be an agent and me trying to push you to also be an agent because you were having
Yeah.
to split your time between making phone calls and working on the business, so
Yes.
that
Yes.
was, like, the whole first 2 years was just kind of a figuring out what our roles were, what we were supposed to be
Yes.
doing, and even longer than that because it took a while, but yeah, that was
It
kind
was
of the first.
challenging.
It
It was a
was.
challenge. It was probably in our time working together, that time was the most difficult in my opinion
Yeah. Mhm.
because we weren't all the way clear in our roles because
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
was that solo agent where I was run and gun, run and gun.
Mhm.
I bring in Amanda. Now I turn into a a business owner, like a real
Yeah.
business owner. I got then a little more pressure is put on me. I got to close deals, but then I also got to make sure Amanda is learning and doing what she needs to do, and also trying to empower her to, hey,
Mhm.
why don't we do this or you can do that, figure that out. Oh, by the way, I got an agent coming on as well, so
Yeah.
I don't even know how to do that yet. And man, it was the first couple years were I don't want to say it was super rough because I know people who have went through way worse.
Yes.
I'm very grateful to say that, but it was a challenge. Let's
Mhm.
talk about because I know there was a year where it just started clicking.
Yeah.
It was a year where and maybe it was 2018. Maybe it was 2018 or 2019. And maybe it was
Probably 2019 that it actually
2019.
felt like it started clicking.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you think what happened in 2019 from your perspective in your life and your business that
Mhm.
kind of helped, us get to where we're at today? What do you think that critical year was for us? Why was it critical?
I would say personal growth on both of our ends.
Mm,
Us just becoming we talk about in the office the whole be do have mindset. I like to preach it to everybody. We were wanting to
yeah,
have all these things, but we had to become the people that could do the things to have those things.
absolutely.
So really just growing, personal growth personally. And then for me, I think it was viewing it more as my own rather than these are
Hmm.
Antoine's goals. This is where Antoine wants to lead the company. Just really
Yes.
taking more ownership with it
Hmm.
um, to make it more of my responsibility rather than I'm just doing this for Antoine so he can get to these goals. It was like
Yeah.
both of us.
And so I want to touch on that because I feel it was I've always had the mindset to empower people
Hmm.
and to give people who are deserving of it the opportunity to really do like everybody is deserving at some point, but there are levels,
Yes. Yeah.
right? Some people really deserve to be empowered or put on
Hmm.
in this situation that could really guide them and help them achieve really all their goals at an even higher level than the average person.
Yeah.
And I would say for us, that was always my intention to make sure anybody who was well deserving of it will feel that way.
Hmm.
Will feel, you know what, this is about you as well, because it really is. I can't do
Yeah.
this by myself. Right. So personal growth.
Hmm.
And man, because we could talk forever.
I know.
Real quick, let's talk about what you could share to someone who was in your shoes at one point, or who's currently in your shoes or wanting to be in
Hmm.
your shoes.
Hmm.
2019 being a critical year, 2020 was an incredible year for us as well,
Yes.
despite COVID. But
Hmm.
what would you suggest to that admin wanting to become a director of operations to
Hmm.
get them to where we're at? And then also for the team owner, what advice would you give that inspiring team owner to get them to
Hmm.
where we're at right now? Got any advice for them?
Yeah. I would say really just obviously the personal growth, whatever that looks like for you, whether it's working
Hmm.
out, eating better, morning, evening routines, all that stuff. But you have to be able to have that capacity to be able to then think about what is your vision? What's the vision for your life, especially a team leader, but then also even the admin like myself, it was finding that vision and just figuring out, okay, my vision kind of aligns with what I want the company to become, really being able to build it to just make sense for me. So yeah, just you have to have a vision. Otherwise you're just kind of like shooting blanks, like you have no idea. Like, I'm going to do this, but what's the point?
Absolutely. I had I was on a podcast today with Greg Harrelson, and we talked about this. We talked about self-development, becoming a leader and developing leaders within the organization and what you need to do to get to that point. So no, you hit it right on the head, and I would agree with you. My uncle Trey, Thomas Porter, he said amazing stories. I love you. Thank you, Uncle Trey. Appreciate your support. So, all right, we're going to talk a little bit about now, being our director of operations. What does your life in your business look like today?
So much better. Not as like scatterbrained, I guess. Before it was just very scatterbrained, because once you like find something that you get fulfillment from and like you're proud of and you take responsibility for, you're able to just kind of stay on that one path. But so life definitely feels so much better. And then business, I feel like every couple of months, it just keeps getting better and better. Like even from this time last year and even this time like 3 months ago, like it just keeps leveling up both personally and professionally. So that's just nice to have that.
Absolutely. And so you've done a lot of evolving. We all have, right?
Yes.
And the beautiful thing is I've been able to see not only your growth, I've been able to see my growth through you.
Yes.
In a way, right? And vice versa. So let's talk about your position right now. I know we said you were an admin starting out, but how does your position evolve?
So I started out as the admin, kind of just working on transactions and things like that. And then as the business started growing, my position just kind of kept expanding with it. Like both of ours did. And then you were kind of stepping out. And so your position was getting smaller, but I was taking on everything that you were giving up. I was like, yeah, give it to me. I could do that. Then we had started using Julia, our transaction coordinator. So I was able to let my position decrease a little bit so I could expand onto other things that would really just drive our business forward. So now, and then this past quarter, we were able to bring on a VA who's under me. So I've just been able to shift from more of like that day-to-day stuff to really focusing on the bigger picture, marketing, bringing in stuff for the agents, and just all of the big operational things that will help us again get to that big vision that we have.
Absolutely. There's a book, because it's funny you brought up, like, as I was transitioning into the roles that led me up to where I'm at today, I was delegating a lot of stuff to you. And you had the courage and just a growth abundance mindset to say, give it to me. I'll take care of it. I know that this is only going to be temporary. So I appreciate that about you. But what we have, our relationship is, we have a visionary and then we have an integrator. I am the visionary. Amanda is the integrator. And now she's evolved to become a part of the visionary as well due to her growth. There is a great book that I've read. If you're going to be in an organization, growing an organization, that number one, I think there's many ways to be successful in doing it. But one book that really did help me was Rocket Fuel. And that is by Gino Wickman. And it talks about the visionary relationship and the integrator, and really kind of how they can work together, coincide together to be able to grow something big. And that is exactly what we are. Which is pretty cool, right? So cool. Well, we'll move on. So what would you say? I think we kind of touched on it a little bit, but what challenges Yeah. What challenges do you have in business? And then if you have any like challenges in life as well, because we a lot of times they kind of bleed into each other. What
Mhm.
challenges are you dealing with right now?
Challenges I'm dealing with right now. I would say, I mean, luckily over the past year, some of the things was just limited capacity with everything that I was trying to do.
Mhm.
Move the business forward, try to being a visionary as well, but I have all the stuff I have to implement. So I'm like, I'm trying. But luckily I've been able to kind of push things off onto the VA and stuff like that. So I've been able to take care of some stuff there. Other struggles would just be, it's not really a struggle, but just like the continued growth as the position just keeps evolving, as our organization keeps getting bigger, just the continued growth to just be the person who's the director of operations of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my business one.
Yeah, that's great.
Hmm.
So, and shout out to our virtual assistant.
Yes.
Her in the team that we're using, they've been extremely helpful. I know
Hmm.
Amanda and I and the team, we love you guys, and everybody else on the team as well. What is cool because just to see your leadership, and
Hmm.
it's funny too because, I mean, there are, and here's the key for anybody who is in wanting to be in this position. You have to your communication, it
Hmm.
has to be A1.
Yeah.
Has to be A1. Me and Amanda, we have a structure to where we're always discussing issues, challenges, frustrations.
Hmm.
We're always trying to figure out what our quarterly focus is. We're always holding each other accountable to those focuses. This is a weekly structure that we have. Again,
Yeah.
I highly recommend Rocket Fuel to
Hmm.
read. It will kind of break that down for you. There definitely is a science behind it. So, Amanda, what do you appreciate most about Silverline Real Estate Group?
Um, I feel like this is everybody's answer when they come on here, but just that we're a life team.
Mhm.
I don't know who said it first. I think it was Charles who said it first
Yeah.
in the team, but just that we
Yep.
are a life team. We're constantly encouraging each other to grow personally first and then in the business. Yeah, and I've just really enjoyed over the past few years as my position has changed. First, my clients were like our actual clients, like the people buying and selling their houses. And I loved that. I loved to see the difference we were making there. And now I've kind of stepped back a little bit while they're still indirectly my clients. Like our focus and my focus is the agents, how we can do everything we can so that they're serving their clients the best. But just to be able to see the growth within everyone on the team, and like it just makes me so happy seeing like Scott, like he just joined a little over a year ago, and just seeing how much he's changed and grown. And then Charles and just everybody on the team, they're completely unrecognizable from when they started because
Yep.
yeah, just changing people's lives has, I appreciate that. That's very rewarding. And then obviously my life has changed too.
Yeah. And it's real because we have people who are not within the organization who
Hmm.
know some of the people within the organization and have had have conversations, and we connect with those people and they say, you know what, ever since so and so joined Silverline Real Estate Group, oh my God, they have they're completely different now.
Yeah.
So it's
Hmm.
real. This is not like fluff. This
Yeah.
is real stuff here. So real quick, because I don't know if you didn't really do a full breakdown, but what your position as a director of operations, what
Hmm.
exactly do you do?
Um, Everything. No, I do. I do. So my focus has changed all the time. Right now, the big focus is, I guess, for this quarter, a big focus is more brand recognition. So a lot of marketing, a lot of brand recognition throughout Lafayette and Indiana and even the country. Um, Focusing on building out all of our systems is what I've done, and continuing to make those efficient. I feel like the agents probably hate the word efficient now because I'm always like, couldn't you be more efficient there? Like, why don't we do it this way? It's so much more efficient, because it's like my favorite thing. But so making sure everything is running smoothly and efficiently and there aren't any bumps along the road for the agents and for our team. Right now managing the virtual assistant and eventually some other people who will be under us. So kind of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then just continuing to figure out what's the next step for to get to where our goals are.
Love it. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you sharing that. So I have another question to ask. What has been what has been your experience working with me from day one up to today?
Yeah.
You're a little nervous there, but yeah, what has been your experience in watching me grow from day one? Again, that just
that was exactly it. Yes.
to now where I'm still like that, but now I got I'm a little more proven, right?
Yes.
I'm actually proven.
Yeah. So in the beginning, it was very much, again, like we mentioned, visionary and integrator. So there were so many times that you were like, oh my God, you'd come in and be like, we have to do this. We have to do this right now. And I'd be like, have to reel you in. Like, do we, let me take a week. Let me look into it. And then I'll give you a yes or no. So it was very much like me, like you were like a child just pointing at everything. Like, let's do it. And I had to be like, no. But you've grown so much and then I've grown so much and like now there's things where I'm like, we should probably do this. And you're like, let's take a moment. Let's think about it. Let's not make any rash decisions. So you've grown so much. And then just in your leadership within the team, and you were really for the past 3 years have been at the forefront, just kind of pushing everyone along as you continue to grow. And then, everybody, you're just bringing everybody up along with you. So that's amazing. But yeah, you're again, completely different from 4 years ago when I started. But you've allowed and helped everybody else to grow.
Yes, 100%. Why? Thank you.
Yes.
I guess I was a child at some points where I kind of wanted to, I had the shiny object syndrome, guys. That was where something would come up and I'm like, oh, we should implement that today. It's like, well, we just implemented one thing. No, let's just pause for a moment.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
But do you have any questions you want to ask me?
I guess I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's anything that you could say that I wouldn't know.
I guess that is. I guess
we
that
talked
is
a lot. I would just say, what has been your favorite thing over the past 4 years?
My favorite thing. Ooh, I would say, there's so many.
I know.
If I can get it down to one, I would say a few. Say number one is watching people grow, watching people be happy, and knowing that it started with a thought in my head.
Yeah.
That came to fruition. Having I'm not going to say it on air, but having the BALLS to do it, right? To actually do it, to put the work in. I always say I'm a seeker of knowledge and a man of action. So to be able to see people be able to thrive within our organization, to be happy and being a part of that.
Yeah.
And not just in the organization, but all of our clients too. Is one of the best feelings ever. And then obviously my family, I'm able to really do things in my life now and we're just getting started, but just some of the things I can enjoy with my family, I'm very blessed to be able to do that. So I'm happy about that too, because I see pure happiness from my wife and from my kids. Really my wife, because my kids are so young, they don't life for them has always been good. But for my wife, she's very proud of her husband. And then for my peers, man, I'm very happy and excited to be able to selfishly now, I'm gonna talk about just me.
Yes.
To now be able to rise to a level to where I'm getting nationwide. I am being valued nationwide, and I'm becoming in demand nationwide. And I understand that is a whole nother area where I know people who are close to me will benefit from.
Absolutely.
So those have been extremely great for me, and I'm able to fully do what I love to do now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
100%. So yeah, that was a good question. Appreciate that. All right. So everyone, what I want to do, I want to wrap it up now. I do want to give an invitation to everybody out there who is considering getting into real estate or is currently in real estate. Myself and Amanda would love to have a conversation with you. If you are maybe considering joining a team or, joining a new team or getting into real estate, reach out to us. We're always available. We are looking for more talent, more great people to bring into the organization. I do believe we have something truly special here. And again, this is an open invitation to everyone. Let's have a conversation. And that's all we ask. So Amanda, do you have before we depart, do you have any profound words or wisdom to share with our people?
I would say, I guess to just reiterate, if you are looking to get into the business or if you're in the business, we are looking to hire. That I meant to mention that with one of the struggles is just we have everything built out. We're just looking for amazing people to help us get to those amazing goals. But yeah, I would just say, just grow, just continue to grow because your goals are right on the other side.
Amen. Couldn't say it any better than that. So as always, we appreciate you guys. My Uncle Trey, Antoine, salute to you, your vision and your management style. Amanda's also a game changer. Uncle Trey, you ain't never lie. So I want to close with this. Amanda, thank you for everything you do to contribute to this organization. I truly, truly, truly am thankful for everything you've done. Putting up with me is not easy. Okay. So thank you for that. Continue to be you, who is just a beautiful person. Keep being you. And I'm going to close it like I always do. Our goal is to help you reach yours. And we'll see you guys on the next one. You guys take care.
See ya.